Welcome to the final round of the HSBC Women's World Championship. Well, there's a real pressure on a Sunday afternoon. The defending champion is back. She is in top health and she is taking on the Tangzhong course. Her lead is 3. Can she be contained? Danielle Kang has the game, a major champion, a multiple winner on the LPGA Tour with a short game to lean on. Nelly Korda's power. Can she find a way to close the gap? It's all to play for. This is the back 9 of the HSBC Women's World Championship, and Nelly Korda needs to produce some magic and reduce that margin if she's going to have any chance of catching Jin Young Ko.
Absolutely, Kate. Breeze starting to pick up here. Straight downwind for Nelly on the 11th. But again, you got to be down the left-hand side. So side by side with Jin Young Ko.
Sasso's pitch shot into the short 14th, short par 4, just a little wedge in hand. Pins all the way at the back. It's a little bit disappointing, the roll she's on at the moment. Yeah, you can see she's not too chuffed with that.
To 12. Danielle Kang down the hill right to left. Nice roll on it, just a little high. She is bogey free, 4 under par for a round so far today. It's our final group. Walk their way up to the seconds on 11. And we scroll through the player profile of Nelly Korda. She got her first of 8 LPGA wins on the Asian swing in Chinese Taipei. Just 24 years old, she's already done so much. She's won a major, she's won a gold medal. She's won loads on the LPGA. She's also been the top player in the game, Trish.
Yeah, it's extraordinary. I just look at that and think 24, she's very young. And then I look at Lydia Ko and think she's only 25, and yet she's achieved so many immense things. But no, top player Nelly Korda.
And alongside her on the leaderboard is Danielle Kang. That is a par at 12. So she escapes 10, 11 and 12 without a blemish. Had her chances too, should be said. So much talent for Nelly Korda. Let's scroll through some of the highlights of her last 6 LPGA starts, shall we? She spent 15 of those rounds inside the top 10 out of 18. 16 of 18 rounds have been in the 60s.
Yeah, and the scoring average 68.2, 61 under par. That's a bit ludicrous, isn't it? A bit greedy, that. Amazing. Just this whole race really for the world #1, and it's going to be here, there, and everywhere. I think there are 4 players. You know, it was only this time a few months ago we were talking about Ataya Titikum getting to #1 for the very first time. Okay, it didn't last very long, but all of a sudden you've got Nelly Korda, you've got Jin Young Ko, who is now a #5. But if she wins this, will propel her back up. Not to the top, and then Lydia Ko. I mean, it's wonderful. You just don't have that in the men's game.
No, those top 5, my word, aren't they going to fight it out for the #1 position? You'd imagine this year it was Nelly Korda that took it off Ataya Titikum in November. Spent 2 weeks there, then it went to Lydia Ko. So we go back down to their second shots of our last group.
Corpus first to go. 185 to this back right pin. Second shot plays about 6 yards uphill, so it feels more like 190. Again, just got to mind the overhanging branches of that big tree on the right-hand side that just frame the right edge of this green.
That is good, that is brave. What an excellent shot from Alison Corpus. You know, we were just talking about all those great players. We didn't even mention Lexi Thompson or Brooke Henderson. So many. And also Yuka Sasso. I mean, there's Lydia Ko in the same group alongside Lilia Vu, last week's winner.
It's for another birdie. It was longer than she would have liked, though, at 14. So just the 6 on the card today.
When has there ever been this much depth of talent on the LPGA Tour? No, Tim's out there with these players, and Tim, women's golf is in a very healthy state right now with these 3.
Certainly so, and just like Trish and Ali were talking about earlier, you know, those top 5, they're starting to separate themselves from the rest of the Rolex rankings. Now, Nelly, 169 left. Gosh, she would love a shot in like her playing partners, but this one's leaking right. Could catch a couple of branches.
Doesn't do that, but it's work once again to do for Korda. And Ali, you rightly mentioned, we haven't mentioned Minjee Lee. I mean, Minjee, the world number 3, it hasn't been a good couple of weeks for the Australian, but very nearly won 2 major championships last year.
Yeah, won 2 in a 12-month stretch as well. I think Nelly Korda might have, I mean, she hated that shot off the face, but might have got away in the fact that it didn't fall down lower than the green. It didn't catch any of the aforementioned trees that Tim just mentioned.
Well, Tim, Jin Young Ko's iron play has been exceptional, but this is a challenging shot even for somebody of her caliber.
No, I'd still back her to take it, Kate.
Yeah.
A yard closer than Nelly, 168, but just don't bring that tree into play. 20 feet left, pin high, you take that all day.
Steady on, stay there.
Just catches that ridge, which means that she'll have to navigate up and over that with the next.
Sokol's tee shot on the par 5, 13, the Aon risk reward hole. Not today though, because it's miles today. It's all of 517 yards. Maybe a couple of players might fancy their chances actually.
Let's see what happens with Nelly Korda. She might have to make eagle to be a threat for Jin Young Ko. Look at the scorecard there from Yuka Sasso, Ali. How about that?
Playing some very nice golf, working her way inside the top 5. Never know, birdie the way in, set the clubhouse mark. Don't think it'll be enough as we go back to 13. Yep. Birdie Thursday, Friday for Danielle Kang, par yesterday. All 3 of those. Boutier as well finds the fairway at the par 5. It's a stunning setting up on the hill overlooking the rest of Singapore. Jin Young Ko currently looking down on the rest in the HSBC Women's World Championship. She leads by 3, although she has about, call it 45 feet or so. Nelly Korda might have to get up and down out at the 11th. The turn, once you make it, comes with its challenges, and they come thick and fast from 10 through 11. Second hardest hole on the course at 11, third at the 12th. Can they navigate that? Can that gap be bridged? That is the question of the day. Currently in the control of Jin Young Ko. In the clubhouse, the pair of South Koreans, Na Rinan and Hejin Choi, rounds of 68 for them, nice work. So go back out quickly to Nelly Korda at 11.
Yeah, and it's a tricky little shot, even though she's a couple of feet off the edge of the green. I like this play, trying to take the slope out of it. It's going to be really slow the last couple of feet.
Very nearly up and in. Brilliant golf shot when she needed it.
She's not giving up, that's for sure. Steely look on her face. Showing much emotion, Nelly Korda, but I think belies what is inside, how desperate she is to get this win on the board early on in the season.
We saw a little emotion from her on 18 yesterday when that unexpected putt that was hammering home dropped. A good finish from 14 onwards in the third round. 3 under for the last 5. Might need that again today. But she has the memories to draw on.
And just missed her number, did Jin Young Ko. Another yard more, that stays in the top plateau, makes this putt a little bit easier. So, as you mentioned, got that little spine or that ridge to deal with. So you're going to have to give this one a good wrap. Keep its speed up as it approaches the hole. It's like treacle coming up this hill at 11. Probably one of the slowest putts you can leave yourself at Tanjung.
There, you called it, Tim. So once again, a little bit of work to do on this back 9 for Jin Young Ko. Let's have a look at the race to the CME Globe season-long points competition that will culminate in Naples, Florida. And it's still Brooke Henderson who has the lead, but it's close. And we're only at the very early stages, with this being the 3rd event. 33 official events this year on the LPGA Tour, and playing for in excess of $100 million. What a time to be a female athlete in the world of golf. And for players like Maya Stark, Charlie Hull, Nelly Korda, solid starts in their campaign. But the winners, Brooke Henderson and Lilia Vu, who might appear on the front page come day's end here, as Jin Young Ko is yet to appear on the front page of the race to the CME Globe. I wonder for how much longer.
This just a couple of moments ago. You missed it from Nelly Korda. Green side at 11. Very nearly left the putter in the bag.
Testing putt for Corpus.
Yeah, but it's one she can attack. Should fall a little bit left at the end.
Oh, that's a great shame, because did all the work with the second shot in. And it is going to be a 4 for the American.
Yeah, the plot thickens. There are no gimmies on the back 9 Sunday at any championship, but this is certainly a very important one for Jin Young Ko. Made a great up and down on the last. This would be just as important. Doesn't do too much break-wise, just got to commit to that line and see this one hitting the back of the cup.
It's the first dropped shot of the day for our leader, and what that means is that the chasers have a glimmer of hope. Nelly has made her 4, a bogey, and a 3 putts.
Yeah, the psychological difference of a 2-shot and a 3-shot lead is massive, because you literally think birdie bogey on one hole, and that changes everything, and suddenly there's a tie. As we see Corpus just tap in for her part. Yeah, that is a huge miss. Not expect to see that at all.
Ko showing us that she is human. The 15th hole, Yuka Sasso.
179 today, pin over on the left. She can launch this up. Nice little high draw if she wants to. Still waiting for the draw. More of a ground draw.
There's a lot to admire about her swing. She's one of those players you love watching on the range, the trajectory that she gets off the ball, a bit like a Yani Seng.
And the speed as well, the speed of her release, and wow, the speed of the body turn is, talk about speed, not quite the same thing, but the speed of this girl. Zokul plays so quickly. It's a real joy to watch.
Third, I should say, yeah, 13.
But that has ended up in the bunker, and there's work to do now for Zokul. She's in 6th place all by herself, 4 behind Jin Young Ko. one under the card. So she's hanging on, treading water for Zokul.
That was a mighty strange shot, because it was just a short shot in, and she hasn't looked like playing anything quite like that before. However, Kang, who's now only 2 shots off our leader, she can put some pressure on with a birdie here at 13. This could get very tasty indeed. Whoa. That's a beauty, absolute gem.
You talked about the 2-shot lead, the concept of birdie bogey. Bogey's very much so in play where Jin Young Ko's headed. Birdie very much so in play from where Danielle Kang is. That gap might go pretty quickly, but this is what is ahead of our final group right now.
Well, I think this is one of the best holes on the golf course. Great driving hole. It's a dog leg right. There's big ficus trees up the right-hand side. If you're a long hitter, you can just take it straight over the top of that, and that will considerably shorten the hole by about 20 yards. Otherwise, just to the left of them, play out left, and you'll have a longer shot in. Yesterday, we saw that pot bunker. Ooh, that was an absolute monster. But today, that pin is back right. And you can just see the ridge in the middle there that Jin Young Ko just couldn't stay on top of.
Everybody clamouring for a view of the tee shot from Nelly Korda at 12.
Yeah, just got to be careful with her length here. Needs to look well out to the right. Fairway does kick in from right to left, but this one's a smidge left.
Oh, hang on. Oh, wow, ricocheting.
How big is that break going to be at the end of today? My word.
Cool, that was lucky. Not sure if she knows. Hopefully she saw it squirt out, but it ricocheted off the tree. Have a look. Oh. Because anything left, that is trouble. She's in a great position now.
Don't expect this one to threaten that same line as Nelly's. A good smooth swing from Jin Young.
Sasso has sizzled today on a championship Sunday. 6 under par for the round, 13 under for the tournament, and is now part of the conversation. Big opportunity. What can she do? But
well,
not
that's
enough.
Disappointing,
Oh.
really. Good to see how far it was going to break right to left, and didn't give her enough line and didn't give her enough pace. That was really disappointing.
The scorecard, though, 6 under through 14 for Sasso. But all of these players are clamouring for position, jockeying to try and move up the leaderboard, but the mark keeps on changing. Jin Young Ko, though, is giving them some hope. It was a rare bogey at the 11th hole for the world number 5, but she still is enjoying the view from the top. It's a 2-shot margin between her and her nearest challengers, Danielle Kang and Nelly Korda. It is all to play for on the back 9 here at the Tanjong course. This is the final round of the HSBC Women's World Championship.
Thankfully, the blue skies are back out here at Sentosa, so we go to Zokul, and that will be for par. And that is a bogey 6 after the third found the bunker. That is not the direction you want to move on that hole. There is a player though, Danielle Kang, with a chance for birdie.
Another player who's been meditating a great deal. And she said actually during the rain delay, when you walk into any clubhouse, everybody is on their mobile phone. Just having a look, checking out the latest, whatever, on Netflix or social media. Left her phone in the golf bag the whole day. Just decided to, close her eyes. Just take in the moment and not be caught up by everything else that's going on in the world. Says the meditation has helped her a great deal. Laser-like focus over this putt right now.
This to get within 1 for Danielle Kang.
In it goes. Game on. Wow. Par saver required for Yuka Sasso at 15. She's 3 back, and it stays that way. So 3 shots the margin between Yuka Sasso and Jin Young Ko, but Danielle Kang now. We have a new challenger.
Yeah, she's just rolled in the birdie at 13. I'll show it again for you. In case you missed it, it was short. It was a great 3rd in. And she is within 1. 5 under par for her round today. As we go down to 12, second shot for Corpus.
Yeah, and she's still very much in the picture, hanging tough at 3 back. A long way back, though. 179 left for Allison. Breeze is helping in off the left. Should aid her in trying to attack this back right pin.
6 iron on the way. And a nice one. Should hang on to that back edge, which it does.
It's an identical number for Jin Young Ko, but just going to be coming out of the left-hand rough here. I mean, it's not a terrible angle to a back right pin, but again, you just have to protect against the flyer here. You know, this jumps on you, you get a big first bounce, you roll over the back of this green, and there is all sorts of problems down there. It's a big, tough chipping area. So we just need to sort of reel back the number a bit. Maybe try and pitch this about 165. Let it release up and over a rise. This back right hole location, sort of in a little bowl there, so you can use the contours to feed it close. Don't have to try to carry it the full number.
It's a green hit, and it's rolling back towards the back of the green for Jin Young Ko. Not threatening the hole, but it's no harm done. But she's fresh off a bogey. And only 1 shot the difference. 2 shots between her and Nelly, who got a lucky break, ricocheting off the tree to the middle of the fairway here at 12.
And just 158 left for Corda. Breeze is quartered slightly, coming straight off the left now.
Now's the time to capitalise. It's not exactly doing that. You get the good break. That's when you try and make the most of it. So we go to 14 with Danielle Kang, who is making the most of it out there today.
Oh, spring in her step. There are leaderboards around the back 9. They will be well aware of the situation, but Kang is on the march and came so close to winning in 2018 that fell in the direction of Michelle Wee. In fact, Nelly Korda was also a runner-up that year in a tie for 2nd when Michelle Wee won. And the first times really got to see Nelly Korda at that point. She was so young.
Yes, and you know, you look at that year, and especially that Sunday, Michelle Wee shot 65, Danielle Kang shot 70, Nelly shot 71. They didn't make their move. They put themselves in the perfect position. It's treading water a little bit out there so far for Nelly Korda. She's 2 under the card. Danielle 5 under for the day. But the par 5 still looms for Nelly.
And Nelly know all about the world of tennis. And Roger Federer very famously said, victory goes to the brave. And some of the encounters and showdowns that he had against Rafa Nadal when he eventually beat him at the Australian Open. It was one of the quotes he said. And you do need to be brave if you're going to close out a championship, especially one. There's so much star power everywhere you look. Something like this, the 15th anniversary of the HSBC Women's World Championship.
It is really an exceptional field with so much talent Right on cue we go to Ayaka Foodaway, a winner last season. This for birdie to get to -13, 14. No, never convincing that.
Well, it's lovely to see so many fans out. Obviously, during COVID, everybody had to stay indoors, not able to see the very best come to Singapore. There's a good run of tournaments coming up here. We've got the Women's Amateur Asia Pacific next week, and that will take place at Singapore Island Country Club.
Well, no other word for it. It was a very poor second shot from Nelly Corder. Not an easy putt here, up and over, a little shoulder. So it's going to be slow to start, quick in the second half, and bending to the left. I want to come back a little right at the end.
It's just that length that's going to require Corder's full attention.
Yeah, but when she looks back at the round today, I think she's gonna rue the opportunities that she's left out there. You know, inside 140 on 10, missing the green there, hitting a really poor shot after a brilliant break here on 12. You know, you gotta take your chances when you can, especially against the likes of someone like a Jin Young Ko. There's still a lot of golf to be played. This tournament very much hangs in the balance. Now, Alison Corpus, well, she could still have a role to play in this drama. Going to be fairly slick though, putting from the high point at the back of this green, so downhill all the way to the hole, so doesn't have to worry about this, you know, this putt's speed. It'll get there. Just got to trust that line.
From Corpus. So difficult to judge the break and the speed, but the American doing it perfectly. An excellent birdie at the 12th hole. That's one of the best putts we'll see today.
Yeah, that was an absolute gem, wasn't it? With at least three and a half feet of break on it. Down the hill, started it perfectly. Great angle to see. You could see it was going in all the way. She knew it. In the side door, which is actually, with the angle of the putt, is like the front door. That's why, look at that. What an absolute gem that is.
Well, Jin Young Ko also with a downhill putt here. Obviously not quite as severely sloped as Corpus's. This one's going to move from her right.
Should be a 2-putt for Ko. Remember, at the beginning of the day, her lead was 2. It did go to 3. It's now 1 at this stage. Danielle Kang making a run up the leaderboard, 5 under in her round, and she's a couple of holes ahead as well for Kang.
It's going to be the par putt of Nelly Corder.
Crucial this goes in.
And it's one of those uncomfortable knee knockers. Got to start this outside the hole, and it's downhill.
Well, not for the first time. Nelly's holed some excellent clutch putts of that distance, so is holding on, Nelly. 2 back. And what's to come is a hole that could well suit her. It's a par 5. It's the 13th. Playing today at 5.17, it would take an enormous drive for Nelly, but we know what she's able to conjure up off the tee.
Yeah, and the good news on that particular hole for Nelly is there's no real trouble on it either, so she really can give the second shot a go.
A 4 it is for Ko. The lead remains 1. been a faultless performance so far from Danielle Kang. No bogeys on the scorecard.
No, she had a great second round of 63. Found it really difficult to back it up yesterday. We sometimes find that, and then all of a sudden, but you know you're in really good nick. You come out the last day after having almost like having a day off, and then you're in really good shape again. She's not happy with that though.
Danielle Kang has very high standards, and those standards have propelled her into second place all by herself, 5 under. She's only 1 shy of the lead that has been held by Jin Young Ko throughout today and yesterday. Can Ko put her foot down on the back 9? She's currently 1 over for the back 9. It was solid on the front, so that bogey on the 11th hole really did get the attention of the chasing pack, offering maybe a glimmer of hope. She is the defending champion. There's going to be all to play for, though. This is the final round of the HSBC Women's World Championship.
Final group is on the 13th tee. Corpus first.
And no question, it's going to be a 3-shot hole for Alison Corpus. Stretched back to its full length today.
Fine. I get the feeling that there's just a little bit more than normal riding on the drive that's to come of Nelly Corder before she hits it. Let's take a look at the dogleg left par 5.
517 yards today. Bunkers down the left and the right. Right ones don't really ever come into play, but if you try and take a little bit off the left-hand side, that left-hand one can. Not too many people will be able to have a crack at this today. That bunker at the front right there, that's the lurking one that causes all sorts of problems, especially with a pin today. Oh no, it's 23 on today. No, it's actually, no, it is then. You don't want to be in there because that leaves you a really long bunker shot. Now, will Nelly Corder be able to get up today? That's the question. What do you reckon, Tim?
Well, she's going to have to turn this one over and try and have it get a big first bounce, but this one's just peeling right a touch.
Got the kick, but that's in the step cut. Rough won't be able to prefer it from there, I don't think.
No lift clean in place for Nelly. Also not the shoot that she was after as well. So I think it's going to be too far out for Nelly Corder to get home in 2. One of the 2 par 5s on the back 9 at Sentosa Golf Club, the 13th provides a key scoring opportunity for the world's best. Measuring over 500 yards on the scorecard, the Aon Insight tells us that power is more valuable than accuracy off the tee. While only 63% of the field hit the fairway in 2022, missing the fairway here has practically no impact on scoring. Meanwhile, an extra 25 yards of distance is worth 10 times more than the risk of missing the fairway. Last year, the field made birdie or better here 42% of the time. Among the players to take advantage of this scoring opportunity was Jin Young Ko, who played the hole in 3 under par for the week on her way to a 2-stroke victory. Easiest holes on the golf course today. Second easiest it has been on the golf course, and players, as you can see, are more than 8 times as likely to card birdie or eagle than a bogey. And the top 12 players on the leaderboard through the 3 rounds have played this hole 21 under par. That is the Aon Risk Reward Challenge. Minjee Lee, the winner of it last year, and a $1 million prize. It's an interesting stance.
I think she would have been better off perhaps being in the bunker there for Jin Young Ko. See how much room she has up to Danielle Kang.
What a big putt this suddenly is. It's to tie for the lead. I just can't believe it. Bradley will be beside himself. This is... Oh, it's going to break from her right. Not a quick putt. We know she's aggressive, but how aggressive can you afford to be, Danielle?
Not aggressive enough. She knew it as well. Four holes remaining now for Kang.
Tee's moved up on 16. This is the second shot for Yuka Sasso, well within her range. A number of players out there today. Didn't need much more on it to be brilliant. It's still very good. That's an eagle putt to come.
That's a wicked little pin, that one, isn't it?
Isn't it? Yeah, just over on the front left, 3 off the edge.
This is a view from the green back down the fairway on 13. Sweeping dogleg left.
Just having a look at Jin Young Ko's ball over on the right of screen there. It's going to be hindered, the stance. No question that Tim Lowe will have gone and had a look at it.
Yeah, I'm looking at it. I don't like it. She'll get club on the back of the ball, no problem. It's just what kind of stance can she build from there? I mean, we'll have to figure that one out when she gets over it, but not a chance anyone gets home in 2 after those 3 tee shots. Corpus 265 to the front. Just want to leave this handy, keep it short of that greenside bunker and up the right-hand side. Just got to make for the conventional way.
Skirts through onto the short grass. She might not be able to see that from where she's standing, though. Nelly now.
Yeah, ball sitting up perfect, almost like it's on a T-peg in the first cut of rough, but not even she can get it home in 2. 251 to the front. This one's popped up high and right.
Oh, not just right. Way right. Tim, we're going to send you to charge off down the fairway and check that that ball is okay, because from our camera angle, that was flirting with the trees.
I'm on my way, Miss Burton. I'm on my way.
Giddy up. Well, while Tim leaps down the 13th fairway, we're going to leap over to the 15th tee and join foot away.
With hybrid in hand to this back left pin. Can she turn it over? No, she's playing. Everybody's playing out there, really. There's quite a bit of room to the left there. I'm surprised people aren't going a little bit more at it.
That's the ball of Jin Young Ko.
Right, I feel a bit like a lizard right here. Left eye looking at Ko. Right eye looking for the golf ball, but quickly while I have a moment, it looks like she is going to have to take a stance at the bunker, so the ball's going to be almost knee height. Just got to be careful. Just want to nudge this one forward. Don't need to get too greedy. You nudge it forward about, 70, 80 yards with a bit of hook spin. Should have some release. She'll be coming in with a lot more club than she wants, but the important thing is she needs to keep this one in the fairway.
Yeah, looking at this, Tim, she's got to keep her feet above the level of the bunker, even if she gets closer to it. Grips down it, and I just don't see the right foot going in the bunker. That's just too dangerous. This is not too bad. You should be able to do this quite easily. Just take it, chop it up.
That's all she has to do. It is a par 5, and I mean, every par 5 that she's played the conventional way. She's never threatened the green in 2, and she's made birdie every time.
She's actually just playing it the other way around, isn't she? She's hitting a third shot second, that's all.
Yeah, just elongating what's next to come. But with the pin in the back, there's probably worse spots that flag could be, given how far back she will be. This is for eagle for Yuka Sasso at 16. To get within 1.
She's trying, isn't she, Ali? That is a great attempt from Sasso. That tee has been moved forward on the par 5 16th. She's one of the longer players, though, in the field. And everybody is trying to make a dent on the lead. They are pecking away. The move to 14 under. Now, remember, that's 2 shots back. But Ko, even though it is a par 5, she's still a long way back with the 3rd shot into 13.
You know, you'd have to say, looking at that leaderboard, if you get to 17 under, surprise, surprise, that's probably going to be the winning number. Certainly, I think you'd be definitely in a playoff when you're looking at how many holes have been played by these players already. So, God, Yuka Sasso, if that putt had gone in, wow.
You have to keep your eye on that chasing pack today, because that's changing, and then they're making their runs at various places on the golf course.
The other good thing about having a rangefinder out there is sometimes if you can't see a leaderboard that's got, you can see them with those. You have a quick look on, if you want to know the scores, it's over, you know, a couple hundred yards away. If you can see a yardage, you can see a leaderboard, so they can come in quite handy.
Never thought about that. You know all the tricks, Trish. I never had to, I didn't want to look at the leaderboards. That's how far back Jin Young Ko is.
Right, good news and bad news. Good news is I found Nelly Korda's ball. Bad news is she's in some shrubbery, but she might have a swing at it, not directly at the hole. Now, Jin Young's got it onto the fairway as requested, but it's a long way back. I have this pegged at some 185 yards, maybe 195 yards with the breeze off the right. And again, just important here, if you carry sort of in line with the middle of the green, you just carry it past the front edge where that bunker is. You know, coming in with this kind of club, particularly with this wind direction, you know, it's not out of the realm of possibility she could scoot this one up to 15 feet. But first things first, start it out a little bit right as the breeze starts to pick up. Give yourself a look for birdie. Anywhere 30 feet right of the pin. She'd take that in a hurry right now.
That's a terrific shot from Ko. And the pressure is firmly on the shoulders of Nelly Korda.
Yeah, that's a shot of a champ. It really is. Just a top shot. She's thought that out so well.
She was smiling after that as well.
The tenacity. Down the hill for Ayaka Fudue for a birdie.
She seems to have had a lot of that length putt today. We've seen Fudue putt from distance quite considerable amount of time.
Yeah, and she hasn't been as positive from long range as we've seen her in the past. She's left a lot short. I'm guessing that's the legs of Nelly Korda.
Indeed they are. They're certainly not my legs, I'll tell you that. Now, Nelly's already played 3. She just had no swing under the sort of fronds of that shrub, so she's just chipped it out to this open area, which is where I believe they're building, or they have built, this new tee box on the back of the 6th hole to make it even longer for the men. So now playing 4, she's got plenty of loft here, so we'll be able to get it up and over this bush with no issue, and this angle opens up that back left pin. I mean, she would have been thinking 4 on the tee, but she'll take 5 right now. The green cambers from right to left and slightly from back to front, so she's going to have to land this a good 15 yards or 15 feet, maybe short of the hole, and just have it release out the rest of the way. The lie's okay, it's just about trusting that number, because I guarantee you she wouldn't have dropped a ball here in the practice round.
Well, one of the easiest holes on the golf course, a par 5. And they made an eagle a couple of days ago, pars on Thursday and Saturday. Crowd like it. Needs that putt for a 5. There's Ko's ball, back of the green, looking at a birdie opportunity.
Yeah, that's just brutal, not giving herself a birdie look on this hole.
Yeah, that's a massive wide as well, Al, from where she was. I mean, that's not just a few yards offline, that's hugely.
Corpus now.
Yeah, the door's left wide open here. Good angle, good yardage, just trying to take a 1 hop and stop. That's pretty good.
let's not, count. Let's not dismiss Corpus. Let's not rule her out, because right now she's only 2 back. She's got a very good look at a birdie, the American. This player, though, is only 1 shot shy.
Yeah, and this pin will suit her eye as well. She can turn it over onto the flag right about there.
What a time. What a time to hit a tee shot like that. But wow, look at the heat it's come in with for Danielle Kang. Tell you what, you're brave if you're going to take on the pin at 17 as well. Looking at the final par 3, that pin is only just about tucked on the left side of the green. These par 3s are a serious test.
Yeah, it's good to see her take that on, though. It really is. That pin is accessible. Just got to have a bit of guts. And I tell you what, it's very dependent on her lie, but that chip back up there, that's the sort of chip that she'll quite fancy, because it's downhill going the way she's just come, so it must be slightly back uphill back into that flag. She's got a decent lie. She could have a crack at that.
You see this conversation as well between her and Brad Beecher, the new pairing on 18 yesterday. He said there's loads of green to the left of the pin, and he goes, I just had a feeling she was going to go straight at it. She did. Hit a marvellous shot. But that's it. She's done it again there at 15. She is on the attack, trying to chase down Jin Young Ko. That's where we go now. This is for birdie. Somehow for birdie, Tim.
I know. What an adventure this 13th hole has been for both Jin Young Ko and Nelly Korda. I mean, yes, it is a birdie putt. It's going to be working just down a slope slightly. Should just want to fall a touch to the left.
Holds its line. It's another birdie on the par 5. And what a time to strike. Jin Young Ko, much to the delight of her adoring fans, extends the lead, and we're back to 2 shots. What a 4.
You have to say that is absolutely a class apart. To find her drive in that position and end up with a birdie is just sensational.
That is the best birdie she will have made all week long, at one of the most critical times.
Yes, a psychological blow to Nelly Korda in the same group, struggling to walk away with a 5. This putt is required for a 5 for Korda.
Yeah, it's going to be the best 5 she makes on 13, uphill right to left her. It'll feel like a birdie, I guarantee you that.
It's not going to be, though, and Nelly Korda, of all the holes to drop a shot on, with her distance, it is going to be 1 drop shot for the American. Very quickly, there's going to be a 4-shot difference between those 2 players.
Sasso's tee shot at the last of the par 3s, 17, well, she hates it. It's going to hit the green, yeah, you can tell that. But absolutely nowhere near the flag, which is tucked over on the... Is it on the green? Oh yeah, it just comes into sight.
Barely. God, that is a Sunday pin.
Go back to Corpus.
Well, on a similar line to Nelly Korda's, just got to remember to hit this one. Still should fall to her left, coming slightly up the hill.
Big opportunity now for Alison.
Yeah, certainly if she wants to stay in the conversation, this one's got to drop.
Up and out of it very quickly, not her best stroke. 3 shots separate her and her playing partner, Jin Young Ko. Has company alongside Yuka Sasso. Nelly Korda, but only for the time being, because Nelly has that bogey putt to come. Not even waiting, marching.
That's the whiz.
Marching to the 14th tee, where the view from the top will be very pretty for Ko. It's 2 shots over her nearest challenger, Danielle Kang. Danielle has the 15th, through the back of the green on 15, the par 3, so a little bit of work to do for the American, but we know what a short game she's got and the magic she can conjure up, and it's a real weapon for Danielle Kang. Could go up and in. Who knows? Who knows? It's Sunday afternoon here at Sentosa Golf Club, and we're very pleased you could join us for we get to the closing stages. We're down the stretch now for the HSBC Women's World Championship.
Final group on the 14 tee.
Imperative to find the fairway here with the pin cut dangerously close to the right-hand side, but this one's drifting left.
She missed a fairway. Two of them in a row, Jin Young Ko.
Yeah, but she's missed it on the right side. Pin's on the right-hand side.
And she made a birdie from the fairway that she missed on the previous hole, so she has a few get-out-of-jail cards.
Corpus to play next.
Breeze just starting to pick up a fraction here. It's going to be helping Allison slightly downwind this 14th. Tell you what, we've had some great crowds out here this Sunday afternoon. It's the who's who of Singapore golf, and I bumped into your better half, Kate Burton, about 2 holes ago. He says to say good day.
Well, thank you very much. I'm glad he's out watching the very best women players.
Crowd seemed to like that one. Obviously the who's who is out there watching on.
Bring you up to speed with some of the highlights, and this from Jin Young Ko at the 10th. She was in danger of dropping a shot, the first shot of the day. This was required for a 4, but in it went. Look at the fist pump. She knew the significance of that putt.
Danielle Kang had gone 3 holes without a birdie. 10, 11 and 12 all pars. Well, she came to 13. And another just exquisite little pitch shot for a birdie.
Back at 12. Well, it's great to be back near the pin, but this was tricky. Possibly the toughest putt that Alison Corpus could have had from that length, but in it went nonetheless.
But how about this, a birdie putt at 13 from Jin Young Ko. It was a poor drive, but it was a magical putt. And another birdie on the par 5. Playing them the conventional way and holding on to the lead.
Kang on the back of the green. Can she just nicely played? Just gave it a little bit too much left to right.
She's got terrific imagination and creativity around the greens, Danielle Kang. Uses a whole array of clubs. Well, this would be some birdie at 17.
Yes, this is an absolute monster for Yuka Sasso. Sadly, the one for par is going to be quite lengthy as well. It wasn't her finest. She's been incredible today. She's 7 under the card for the final round.
Oh, that is a seriously difficult pin.
Yeah, that's when we look at what's up ahead of our leaders. You've got 15. Obviously, they're down 14, but 15 tricky par 3, 16. A makeable birdie, 17 another challenge, let alone the last.
Let's have a look at how the last few holes are playing. What certainly gets our attention is the hardest hole, 17. There's only been 1 birdie on 17, and that's by the Solheim Cup captain, Stacey Lewis. How she did it, we do not know, because with that pin, the distance that it is, and located right next to the water, oof, that would have taken some nerve. 15 also. the 6th hardest hole on the golf course, Trish, and 16 with that tee move forward really does make it very inviting to get home in 2 on the par 5.
Yeah, 16 has changed beyond all recognition. It's gone from 540 odd plus to just 460 odd. I mean, it's extraordinary difference today. But on the last day of a tournament, 3 holes from the end, that's a beauty.
Our leader with her faithful caddy.
Well, as Trish pointed out, it is a good angle to be coming into this right hole location on the 14th from. But the only issue is, I had a quick look at this, and I mean, this is a straight up flyer lie here from the left rough. The mow of the grass going with Jin Young Ko here, and nothing good can come from missing this green long. Only 127 left, but I expect her to play this almost like it's 115 or 120 maximum. Again, especially with the breeze off her back, you don't want to bring a tricky up and down into play. So we'll have to exercise caution, even though she's got the good angle here on the 14th.
Absolutely fine. Maybe hoping it was going to release a fraction more coming from the rough, but with that much height on it, that was unlikely.
Yeah, no, it didn't get any sort of look of a flyer. Thank heavens, that's the last thing you'd want at this stage of the game. Danielle Kang just tapping in for her par. 14. Sorry, at 15.
And we'll return to 14.
Yeah, 122 for Corpus here. Just out this inside the ball of Jin Young Ko, and if it drifts back to the hole, great. If not, it'll still be a decent look for a 3. Breeze starting to pick up, helping in from her left.
Safe.
Yeah, there's not much more you can say about that, really, is it? It's on the green.
But we have been impressed, Trish, haven't we, by Alison Corpus. 14 under par, a player we don't know that much about. Young, has her LPGA journey ahead of her. Her good friend won last week. Lilia Vu, good friend as well of Elizabeth Sokol. And another American now, Nelly Korda.
Yeah, just 96 left for Nelly. Gotta try to carry it all the way there.
She very nearly does as well, Tim. There's a great chance now for Nelly.
She desperately needs that. She needs that to roll in, because then eagle is in play at 16 for someone like Nelly Korda. 16's going to be within reach, though, for the vast majority of the field, though. So the advantage that she has, and we'll see what Jin Young Ko does once she gets there, but at least that's one step forward, perhaps, for Korda.
Sasso with quite a long par putt. Just pulled it. What a shame. 7 birdies today. It's not an easy pin position, but she played incredibly safe. Left herself, I don't know, the best part of 80 feet.
Yeah, I think that was a safe line and a little execution. And the blend of the two out that far right.
Player not able to get home in 2 on 16 is Ayaka Furue. Playing in a very different way and effective.
Just playing at 454 yards today. This could be a pivotal even hole. Maguire, her par putt at 18. 19th place at 7 under. Oh yeah, that's a beauty. What a lovely finish. Good scoring. It's an okay week for Leona. She'll expect much better things from herself in the coming months. She's going to be another star of the Solheim Cup team, the European Solheim Cup team, in September.
Well, this is the putting action at the 14th. Tim is down there, and Tim, have you had a chance to have a look at the reads of these putts?
Yeah, Kate. I mean, again, you know, greens here, we've talked about it all week long. Greens are tricky to read at the Tanjung course just because of the subtle movement around the hole. Well, Nelly's got a putt that pretty much runs on a knife edge. Jin Young, slightly easier read. It's a gentle left to righter for her with the last couple of feet coming downhill, but it's sort of a tricky one for Corpus here. It's going to come uphill slightly, and then just in the last couple of feet, it crests a little rise, and it's going to gather pace as it approaches the hole. I know she wanted to be aggressive coming into today, but this is not the one you want to attack. Just try to snuggle it up there. Nothing crazy. Still have holes to play.
Not the boldest attempt. It's been a scorecard without any blemishes so far for Corpus. 3 birdies. But we're in a situation now, Tim, where Nelly Korda is starting to run out of holes. 16 will be a huge advantage for her. Ali made that point about the distance that she has on 16 on the par 5. But here, with a good opportunity, has to make it.
Without a shadow of a doubt, Kane, but this lady could make things a whole lot trickier for not only Nelly, but you know, the rest of the chasing pack. Much like Corpus, you don't want to... It's just a tricky putt. If you get a bit too frisky with it, easy for this to get away from you. It's a general movement from left to right. Just the last couple of feet should be a little bit quicker. If this one drops, I mean, she's going to be the odds-on favorite by a long shot to lift the championship in about an hour's time.
That wasn't her best. Can't hold them all. Still amazed she held the one on the 13th. We go to Kang at the par 5. She went after that, didn't she? Yeah, it's leaked out to the right.
That is very lie dependent. It is not good around there. That can nestle down.
She's not quite sure where that is. We know where this has to go, though, for Nelly Korda.
She's finally hit a really good short iron in, needs to take advantage, but it's a putt that's tough to read. I have this just on the inside left edge.
One goes in. We need more of those, Nelly. But it moves her to 14 under, 3 behind. And that's put a little smile on the American's face. That's a good bounce back after that frustrating 6 on 13.
Sasso's tee shot at 18. Out of contention now. Oh my word, hello. Not quite sure what happened there. Don't tell me it's down the middle. Yeah, no, not guessed. Extraordinary.
Quickly back to Jin Young. She gets her par. It's fascinating the things that, you know, you don't necessarily know playing alongside someone like Jin Young. She's bogeyed 17 2 of the 3 days, you know, and the pin's harder than it was. Every now and then there's these little nuances of hope, perhaps.
Well, I think 16 and 17 and 18, as we just see Corpus tap in here. 16 is an eagle chance, no two ways about that, with it going so far forward. 17 is a definite bogey chance, without a shadow of a doubt. And then you've got 18 with a pin position back right, which can be really tricky. You just never know with the pressure of coming down the stretch in contention, but nip and tuck. Those 3 holes, you can kind of look and think, well, I could see a 3-way swing there, 3-shot swing, possibly.
And it's happened before. Hannah Green had one hand on the trophy in 2021, but back-to-back bogeys on 17 and 18. And that gave the championship to Hyo-Joo Kim. And that was a really costly 3-putt from Hannah Green, and everybody thought the tournament was falling in her direction. But the course can bite back, and it's Sunday afternoon. It's a big event on the LPGA Tour. Nerves. These players are exceptional golfers, but they are human as well. And you've got to feel the heat out there.
Yeah, 15. This is this sneaky little par 3. Everything rolls down towards the water on the right-hand side. And the pin today is 27 on 4 from the left. It's 179 yards long today. So you can start it, really, if you could just start it in the middle of this right-hand bunker and just let it fall down gently to the flag, you'd have a birdie chance. But if you miss that ridge, you have got an absolute monster of a putt.
It is ranked the 5th hardest hole out there. You can see 8 bogeys, 1 other, 7 birdies, so just averaging a little over its par at the moment.
We've only seen one player, Danielle Kang, go straight at it. It's difficult to hold the green if you go straight at it, unless you can hit it as high as someone like Nelly Korda.
The thing about this whole location on the lower left section of 15 green is just the way that slope that splits the green into upper and lower sections runs. If you try and use that slope to feed it to today's pin, it will release left, but it's going to release more towards the back edge of the green than anything. So the only chance Nelly's got is she's got to take that direct line flight at the hole, land it in the perfect spot, and have it release on a little bit. But you tug it left, and well, there's a slope that kicks it into the water. So do or die moments here.
Yeah, that's a really good shot. Giving herself every chance of a birdie there.
There is an opportunity. There's a few opportunities left to win a car. And it's not just any old car. It is the Lexus LC 500, a beautiful convertible, modern technology, and a hole-in-one will earn you the car keys to this magnificent vehicle. Nelly has run out of chances. It's now down to Alison Corpus and Jin Young Ko, but there it is, the Lexus. And our sincere thanks to Lexus for driving the players to and from the tournament hotel throughout the week.
Well, if nobody wins that card, I have a question. Does it go to us, girls?
I think so, actually.
Oh,
yeah,
all right.
We've just confirmed that on air, so that's good to know.
Well, I think this is an opportunity for probably one of the best iron players in the women's game to show her stuff and really assert control of this championship. She has the control of these clubs to be able to hit the shot that Nelly Korda just did. You don't have to look out to that slope like most would have to do to just, you know, give themselves that cushion, that buffer in case you tug it.
Tim, can she hit it high enough, though, to hit it straight at the flag?
I mean, she's going to have to be a little bit right, don't get me wrong, Trish, but even if she pitches it on that downslope on the backside of the bunker, you know, even if she's on the back edge of the green, that's fine. I mean, she can certainly, her stock shot's fairly low trajectory compared to Nelly's, but she can get this one up in the air if she wants to. And this is a pretty towering looking shot from Jin Young. And there's your answer, TJ. Yes, she can.
That was exceptional.
Well, what a shot that was. I mean, if she meant to pitch that there, she is a goddess.
Ooh, heart in mouth moment for Ko. Jump ahead to 16. Foot away. In it goes. Japanese players moves to 13 under. And a tie for 5th. It's return now.
Back to Corpus.
How would you like to be Alison Corpus and try and follow in those two shots with this, with the gallery swarmed around the 15th hole?
Well, it's the Tiger line for Corpus. Coming up a fraction shy, no harm done. Why don't we go and join Lydia Ko, who has holed out from the middle of this fairway in editions past. 4 under for the world #1. Super popular. The crowd love her. And especially when she could conjure up shots like that on the finishing hole. It's not going to be Lydia's tournament. There's a whole season left for Lydia Ko, already a winner this year on the Ladies European Tour. But now Danielle Kang, who's a good friend,
was up in the finger of the right bunker, and so just kind of punched one and got as much out of it as she could down to here. This is the third. Try and shape it just a little over toward the pin.
She's just overdone that. You could see it wasn't the best connection. I'm pretty sure I heard her sort of didn't like it the moment she hit it. It's a poor shot there from Danielle.
It's a tough pin on 18. Yuka Sasso can get the height on this ball. Hardly any green to work with off the bunker, but not happy with the execution. Timing out. Oh, that is not going to be an easy bunker shot now for Yuka Sasso. But killer blows on the 10th and 13th for Jin Young Ko mean that she is enjoying a 2-shot lead. Enormous greens on both the Serapong and the Tangjong course, Tim, and this is one of the widest of them, to a pin that's nestled in the back left-hand corners, where proper championship Sunday pins on the par 3s.
Yeah, there you go, Kate. Goodness me, the greens here are massive, but they sure find that, you know, the corners of them on Championship Sunday.
Yeah, they're hard to get close. So when we get round to 17, it's going to be seriously tough. Only one birdie so far, but the focus now on 15 and for these players. We'll come back to that and the putting action, because let's go now to what is we're sitting well for Sasso.
It's on a tee.
Yeah, it's on an uphill lie. Pretty straightforward bunker shot. Makes all the difference. Played superbly. It wasn't that difficult. She made it look as simple as it really was. Tim, I got a question. If this was a normal week in Singapore and Alison Corpus had hit that shot, I'm assuming with the level of normal sort of, you know, how hard it would have been, that would have been off in the water straight away, wouldn't it?
Fairly sure that would be wet, Trish. I mean, she can thank her lucky stars that we've gotten as much rain as we have over the course of the week here at Sentosa. But yeah, that 100%, I know what you're getting at. That would have been in the penalty area. But you know, you can take advantage of this good break. Just coming through the smooth fringe, moving from her right, uphill at the end.
Birdie opportunity for Corpus off the front of the green at 15.
Keep coming. Oh, good try.
Indeed, it was a good try, but it didn't go in for Corpus, so there'll be a tap-in par. 3 shots the difference between her and Ko.
Well done.
She's making a fine first appearance here in Singapore. Hasn't played here before. Her mum is out there somewhere in the crowd as well. What a great shot is. The shot in it was for Yuka Sasso from that right bunker. So it is a par to finish in a great round of 66 as well. Hard earned.
Yeah, cracking round of golf. Shame about the bogey at 17. Hit the green, but was absolutely miles away. The 3-putt, but she'll have enjoyed that. I'll have her in good spirits for the rest of the season.
Nelly Corder now with this putt. It's going to be quite fast.
Yeah, never too late to start building some momentum. Straight downhill for Nelly, but doesn't have to worry about speed, much like Corpus putt back on 12. Just get this one started. It's a decent chance to build momentum.
It would have been back-to-back birdies for Nelly. It will be a 3.
Yeah, that par, that opportunity missed, stings a little. To 18 we go. Lydia Ko with a birdie putt of her own.
How about that? to finish. What a glorious 3 from Lydia Ko, arguably one of the most popular players in Asia. It's been a struggle today. It really has. 74 for the world #1. 5 under for the championship, but always manages a smile.
6 bogeys on a round. I can't remember the last time you see a Lydia Ko round with 6 bogeys.
Well, I don't know if you guys picked it up on the cameras, but as Alison Corpus' putt was tracking towards the hole, Jin Young Ko scurried in behind, because this is on pretty much the exact same line. She knows it dives pretty hard to the left at the hole as it loses speed, but she's got the perfect lucky learn to be able to find a deuce here at the 15th.
She held 2 excellent putts on 10 and 13 of that similar length, and they were for birdie, but that is for a 3.
It's a difficult one. You almost feel like, yeah, be a bit more aggressive, but then you still remember, right, I've got a 2-shot lead. Let's not do anything stupid.
Yeah, and those are the questions you ask yourself. The decisions of the final day, the ones that maybe sometimes keep you up at night. Hopefully not.
Well, why don't we have a look and enjoy the Singapore Airlines round of the day. It belonged to Yuka Sasso. It was a 66. And shots like this at the 9th were part of it, tossing it up in the air to a back pin for the Japanese player. That was super. A rare 3 at the 9th. And that meant that Sasso went out in 32, and there were more birdies to come.
Yeah, not a great approach to 11. Got absolutely mountains, down hills, over all sorts of contours. But I'll tell you what a putt, what a birdie. All of 50 feet.
Yeah, then to 13. With her length, she'd want to take advantage of it, the par 5. And then she did. That's when she became more and more of a factor with every step she took.
Crept on to the front edge of the green on 16, the par 5. Had this eagle. Hit the brakes at the very end. It was a tap-in birdie for Yuka Sasso. A drop shot at 17, but a lovely par at the 18th. And a round of 66, and Yuka Sasso earning the Singapore Airlines round of the day.
Now, Kang's 4th shot on 16. Oh, she's given that every chance. And she's left a really difficult par putt, but you have to feel that she knew she had to make birdie at 16 to have any chance of catching the leader. Well, 16 today is only playing 454 yards. It's massively shorter than the last few days. Those bunkers up on the right-hand side there, got to avoid those. Just got to keep it down. There's not a big gap between that water and that bunker today, but if you can avoid those, you should just leave yourself. And Sasso only had a long iron in here, so this hole, well, this is going to be pivotal to the leader. She might be conservative off this tee with a 2-shot lead, but her playing partners, well, they're going to have to try and make eagle. And the pin today, just on that front left, brings eagle into play, no question about it. But if you miss it left, you could be in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, there's going to be a bit of venom in this tee shot for Corda. Breeze is off the left for her. It's heading towards those bunkers, but she should have enough to carry them.
She carries the bunkers. That is no problem, but that's in the light wispy rough. I mean, it's obviously way better than going left, because there's danger lurking left. That ravine all the way down the length of the fairway, but Nelly not happy.
Must make up ahead for par for Kang to stay within 2. And it breaks left. That's a very out of character from so close nearby the green. The chip flew off the face. And now she walks away with a 6. The lead back to 3 of that woman, Jin Young Ko. Who's going to apply the pressure? Because that's what forces the mistakes.
Tim, is she deciding away from the driver just to take a hybrid or a 3-wood out and just make sure she doesn't hit any trouble?
Yeah, well, certainly looks that way, Trish. I mean, I can't quite tell what she's got in her hands right now. I'm further up the fairway. But again, with the tees bumped all the way up on 16, and we're at the forward point of the forward tee, those bunkers on the right-hand side very much reachable for pretty much every player in the field. And the breeze is starting to help a little bit, still very much coming off the left-hand side. And I certainly think, you know, especially with what is now, I hear, a 3-shot lead, and you play this as a 3-shot hole, there's absolutely no sense to try and, you know, thread the needle between the pair of fairway bunkers and the penalty area on the left-hand side just for the off chance that you could be able to get home in too. So just have to think a way around this par 5 16th.
Yeah, so very sensible, really is just smart play.
Catch me if you can.
Absolutely, and Dave will have had a lot to do with that. Without, you know, she had her driver out to begin with, but that's just so clever.
Oh dear, look at those clouds. We hope that they might head in a different direction to where the leaders are, because it's all hotting up here to be a fascinating finish at the HSBC Women's World Championship. The margin is 3. Jin Young Ko is cruising.
Out at 16, Corpus, driver, has to.
And breeze pretty much straight off the left here for Allison. This one's starting on the edge of the penalty area, but it's found the tiniest portion of the fairway. No, it hasn't. I deserve better, that one.
Yeah, it just really, for the most part, turns it into a 3-shot hole. There's not that much danger in the bunkers on the right, given how short it is. You can wedge it out and still hit an iron into the green.
Yeah, absolutely. But I still think, you know, if you've got a 3-shot lead, comfort-wise, let's just go fairway, 7-iron, wedge. And let's be fair, her wedges are probably, she's going to have a 5-footer, isn't she, for birdie? So it's pretty much a given.
Yeah, let's talk about the discipline to take and make those decisions, Trish, when the world is watching.
Well, I think of the way we've seen her play all the par 5s today, even the couple that maybe there was a decision to be made, so, no, I'm not taking it on. She only had 210 yards to the pin on the 5th. Not interested, didn't need to do it. So, yeah, and we look at this, the last 3 holes this week between Danielle Kang and Jin Young Ko. Considerably different, you'd have to say. 3 shots different between our current leader and the woman that was chasing her and still chasing her, but probably, I would say, 16 has put paid to her chances of winning this title.
Well, Jin Young Ko has been so strong down the stretch. When she won last year, she was 5 under for the last 6 holes. And that's what she did. It was a 66 to finish on 17 under par. We're pleased you could join us as we enter the closing stages of this HSBC Women's World Champions. We've got the HSBC patrons, the sponsors and tournament partners all enjoying the hospitality around the back of 18, which is where this player will march in half an hour's time or so, maybe a little bit longer, and we're hoping we're not going to be hampered by the weather. The clouds are starting to form. Dark skies are building.
Second shot for Buhai. Started it right at the flag. Oh, it stays there. It very nearly found it. How good.
Giving the crowd what they want. Ash Buhai. That was magic.
Well, that's amazing. What a shot. One bounce, hits the middle of the flag and straight. Do you know what? That's so unlucky that didn't go straight down in. I'm not sure if Ash knows how close that is. But what a tremendous way to finish a tournament.
Celine Boutier would love this to go close, but the most difficult shot on the golf course today, trying to get it close on 17. Look where the hole is located. It's an enormous green, and it's only 4 paces from the left edge.
178 yards to this flag. And I'll tell you what, if you want to get close here, you have to pitch it 174. And that takes some doing. Yeah, that's probably where most players are sort of aiming, possibly hoping that they might just turn it over a fraction, but they turn it over, then you're just going to get that hot first bounce and be through the green.
Well, the fairway does pinch in a little bit around 110 yards from the green, but this is straight down the pipe for Jin Young.
Doing what she does, and what she does very well, Jin Young Ko. Playing it the regulation way.
Well, don't you like these tap-ins for birdie? What a shot. And the crowd showing their appreciation as well. A lovely 68 for Ash Buhai. It's been a couple of good weeks for the South African.
Yeah, it really has, and her Sunday average at the moment is pretty damn low. She'll be loving Sundays. She just needs to bring Sunday form into probably, I think it's her Saturday form that's just missing at the moment.
I think it's going to be a third consecutive top 10 to start her LPGA season. Back to Corpus.
And nothing she could do from there, just trying to lay it up and leave it handy. Korda's done the same, so it's going to be a good old-fashioned wedge off here on 16.
To be daring to throw a dart at that pin. There's loads of room right. There's not a lot of room short. You don't want to go left.
No, but if you've got your right yardage and you've only got, let's say, 80 yards, and it's just a, I don't know, a 56 degree or whatever, it's a pretty straightforward shot just to go straight at it.
To Danielle Kang. She firing at it.
That was impressive. That was brave from Kang, but hasn't got the hang time when it's that far back for Kang. Not able to get it to land softly, so that scuttles through to the back of the green.
Yeah, mine just ran through. Not by much, though.
Not by much, though, Brad. You're right. Let our final group make their way up 16. And when you look at the appearances from Jin Young Ko in white, as she was last year, 5th appearance, she's not just had a win, she's also had a tie for 6th and tied for 3rd. Knows this course incredibly well, the nuances, and having Dave Brooker on the bag, I think, has been a huge influence, certainly in this particular round. You know, when she went to reach for the driver, you know, is it the right play? Do we need to be doing this at this crucial stage of the championship? Ended up with a 3-wood off the tee and finds herself here after 2 blows, playing the par 5 as she has done with all the others, the conventional way. Wedge on and hold the putt.
I have this at just around 127 yards in for Jin Young Ko. Again, with her control with the irons, she can be a little bit more aggressive than the other two to this front left pin. Breeze off the left.
Just saying, she's further back than I was anticipating. I was expecting more of a little half shot, something that needed to be manipulated. It's getting a little dark out there, Tim.
It certainly is, Ellie. I'm not going to say the word just yet, but I would get my skates on if I was this final group. Certainly don't want to deal with yet another delay at this HSBC Women's World Championship. But for the moment, it's still okay.
So we're just fascinated. The players are a lot further back than we thought they would be. Thought we'd be having sort of like 80, 90 odd yards here, 127. Is that bunker that's in front of them? That's still another, what, 20, 30 yards away?
Yeah, right around there, Trish. And yeah, I think fair observation. I thought they'd be a little bit further up, give themselves far less club. I mean, you can still attack with a short iron, you know, from this range as the rain really starts to come down right now. I have to rush back and get my brolly in a second, but it's 125 for Corpus.
Great shot. Very nice. She can find the comfort of the umbrella. As you can see, it is hammering it down. It happens so quickly here.
It really does in the blink of an eye. On the tee, it was sunny. then when he reached the green and it started, you know, lashing it down, where was the rainbow? But all of these players have had to adapt so quickly from waterproofs on, off. It's like the hokey cokey.
Yeah, it looks like Nelly Corder's already got the rain glove on. Just 2 yards closer than Corpus.
Yeah, it's pretty decent. It's extraordinary weather. I always feel like I went to bed and I woke up and I've been back in England. Every day just is lashing down rain, and the only reason you know you're not is because it's lovely and warm as well. But I've never seen weather like this in Singapore. Well, you know, you live here, Kate.
But I don't even think people in Singapore have experienced weather like this. You know, 16 inches of rain, Andy Johnston was saying, has fallen on the golf course this week. I mean, that's unheard of. But everybody's brought their brollies. That was a solid shot from Nelly Corder, but we needed extraordinary from Corder in order to catch up with Jin Young Ko. The margin is 3. Jin Young Ko out on her own, on the green in 3 on the par 5.
And we talked about, you know, the 7th hole, the delay they had, the rain that came through with this final group when they were there, and the timing of when it happens. You just don't want it to happen over one of your opportunities. There's Lynn Grant and Pontus. Sorry, Pontus. You're getting wet. Look at this.
They desperately want to finish before this klaxon goes off. They do not want to hang around for however long it might be, whether it be half an hour, and especially, I don't know if there's any lightning in this. That's a totally different kettle of fish. They're not allowed to finish if there's bad weather. That's the difference. They can finish if it's just rain.
We hear that there hasn't been any lightning in the area. But look how much it's teeming off the umbrellas. Overhead of our commentary box, we can actually hear the streams outside.
That gentleman really is regretting taking the shopping umbrella to the golf course today. It's not really going to help him at all. Even the cameras are having a hard time staying dry, keeping the raindrops off. Wow. So play has come to a grinding halt, a dramatic conclusion here in Singapore. Well, I'd not say a halt, but it's very hard to play any shots given how heavy the rain is falling. Ayaka Footaway is going to have a go, and this is going to be for a birdie at the finishing hole. But that is not the klaxon. That is one of the many shipping vessels.
But even if it is the klaxon, she doesn't have to stop. It's only if it's the one that is constant that you have to get off the golf course for dangerous weather. You do not have to get off the golf course just for rain. You can do what you like. Only snag is how hard do you hit it? Oh, go on, get in.
What a way to finish.
That's
Footaway. Draining one in the rain. That was brilliant. Her job is done. Brilliant. A quick fist bump there with Mikey Scott, a 67. Great couple of birdies in the closing holes.
That was huge. Now she's in a share of second place.
Oh my
as
word.
well. She's in the clubhouse. And look how quickly that green has turned to a pool.
Well, you can't putt through it.
Not anymore.
You can try. I mean, you can try if you want. Then obviously the leaders aren't going to do this, but if you, how long are you going to have to wait?
I hope Squeegee Man's got some friends, ladies, because this 16th green's pretty much underwater right now.
How's your tiny umbrella, Tim?
Getting tinier by the minute, KB.
So we've seen what it's like at 18. Seen what it's like at 16. What about 17? Danielle Kang. Well, that'll be good enough for an up and down.
Yeah, that's a good up and down. That hit the brakes a little bit as well. Doesn't seem as wet on the 17th green, but look at that.
My word.
Oh, look at the 18th. The spectators, the fans, the patrons, those enjoying hospitality will be able to seek refuge just by the clubhouse, but you can't putt through that.
I mean, you don't have to like it, but you've got to respect it. How quickly this has changed from tee to green on 16.
On the 16th tee, this is a brilliant time for those guys. 16th tee, it was sunny. And the course will be evacuated. Those guys might just run on through it, roll about.
You just hope they don't get washed away. We hear that the horn has been blown.
It's just hard to hear it because the rain is falling so heavily. And Lynn Grant is still to putt. Footaway is in with a birdie. But, I mean, if they're caught up for a long time, Footaway will still have to wait because they have to sign each other's scorecards, even though her job is done and dusted. But play, there you see, suspended. Due to inclement weather, we are hearing there is no electrical activity in the vicinity. There's no thunder or lightning. So as soon as the course is playable, and honestly, this is the only course that could be playable because it's been so cleverly engineered. Underneath these greens is a sub-air system. Underneath the fairways are storm drains, but there's now a river running through 16.
That's the most extraordinary thing I think I have ever seen. That 16th and 18th greens have literally become a lake in the space of... Well, that's amazing.
Well, Trish, I think you'll be even more surprised at just how quickly that green will be playable again as well. Most golf courses, play would be abandoned for the afternoon.
If you dropped your scorecard out there right now, it would float away down 18. It's got a current, the 18th green.
No waves as yet. But, well, let's go back and enjoy some of the many highlights from this Championship Sunday. Before the heavens opened, Jin Young Ko at the first.
Shot into the first from the middle of the fairway. Judged perfection. No more than 5 feet for her birdie at the first hole.
A couple of pars at 2, 3 and 4. And then played the 5th the old-fashioned way with Nelly Corder going for the green. That was her third, and she would roll it in for birdie number 2 of the day.
Well, it all got a little bit close on the 6th and the 7th holes, but then on the 8th hole, Jin Young Ko was able to knock this putt in, an excellent birdie putt. And once again, the margin was 2.
Well, she didn't hit a very good approach putt on 10. In fact, she actually putted it off the green, but I tell you what, this was nowhere else. What a great comeback putt that was for par.
And as we roll through this, I just want to remind you that this was today, and this was at the 13th. And how good a birdie it ended up being at the par 5. Had no stance with the second, hit it to there with a very long third and rolled in the putt.
The card of Jin Young Ko, 2 killer blows, certainly on 10 and also 13. Trading 2 crucial putts to maintain that lead on 17 under par. 3 shots is the difference between her and a quartet of players on 14 under, but play currently suspended because the course is temporarily waterlogged. It is remarkable to think that we were playing on the 16th tee, the leaders were out there and everybody was smiling and it was sunshine, and by the time they reached the 16th green, the course was unplayable. And these are the current scenes, but why don't we have a look at Ayaka Footaway, the Japanese player who in the glorious sunshine got off to a wonderful start, began her day at 9 under par.
Yeah, a good approach shot into the first, 15 feet down the hill, aggressive start. Lovely. What a way to start your day off that was.
Yeah, it was quite the 1-2 punch. This is her second. At 2, pin on the front. Yeah, she wanted to watch that because it was bang on for line, and she would roll that in for birdie number 2 of the day. Quite the start indeed.
She's the reigning Trust Scottish Open champion on the LPGA Tour. And with putts like this on the 5th, you can see why. It's a beautiful short game for Footaway. That was the 3rd birdie of the morning.
Yeah, tough hole this one. 12th hole, 421 yards today. Well, absolutely no problem for Footaway. That's a birdie on 12.
And then at the last, she may very well be the happiest person on the golf course here at Sentosa. There's about 10,000 people out there because of that, the way she finished and the timing of it. At 18, a round of 67 with 2 birdies in the last 3 holes for Ayaka Foodaway, got into a share of second.
14 under par, that is the clubhouse lead right now. Only Yuka Sasso was able to go a shot better on 66, but 67 in these difficult, ever-changing conditions. That was super, so well played. Ayako Foodaway, who is the leading Japanese player in the field. So her job is done. She will march the clubhouse, and there are 2 container ships out there. It's hard to see right now.
We might need one of them to get everyone off the course.
Well, now we're hearing that play was suspended due to the rain and the course unplayable, but now it has been suspended due to lightning in the area. And not for the first time this has happened in Singapore, being so close to the equator. But now let's go back and relive some of the Daniel Kang highlights.
From the middle of the second fairway, can't see the green, runs up quickly, she knows it's good, she likes it. Absolutely, what a cracker that was.
She would roll it in for her first birdie of the day, and then hit to here with her second at the third. It's down the hill, little right to left. Stayed in it, it went in as well.
Had to make moves because started the day 4 back from the lead, and Daniel Kang did those 2 birdies early on, and then this wedge at the 8th in the pouring rain. It went in close. It was a birdie for the American, and she was inching ever closer to the top, trying to topple Jin Young Ko.
Well, number 9, she hits another great approach shot in after birdie on 8. Another back-to-back birdie for Kang.
So made the turn 4 under par. A couple of pars at 10, 11 and 12, nothing to sneeze at there. They're good. At 13 though, you want to put the pedal down, and she did. Got her to 15 under par. Started applying pressure to the leader of Jin Young Ko.
Some of the many highlights from Daniel Kang. But last score, there was a 6 at the 16th, the par 5, so that halted her charge. So Kang, a couple of holes to play through the green at the back of 17, has already struck her tee shots, the most difficult hole on the golf course. But we have the leaders on the 16th green right now, unable to putt. They've all got birdie opportunities, but not able to execute them. Look at that, the course waterlogged, the greens in particular. So right now, play is suspended due to lightning in the area. It was all building up, it was all shaping up to be a very close afternoon. Everybody had their sights set on Jin Young. The HSBC Women's World Championship, part of the race to the CME Globe. My goodness me, hasn't it been wet this week? 16 inches of rain has fallen on the Tanjong course. We're celebrating the 15th edition of this Asia's Major, but it's a wet one. And look at this, not that long ago, the 18th green was practically submerged. There was a current running through it. There certainly was one running through the 16th hole where we find our leaders, and now it looks like it's a different day out there, but it isn't. We're an hour later, and in fact just under an hour, and play will resume. And we're coming now to the pointy end of this championship where Jin Young Ko has the lead, and she has the lead by 3 shots over her nearest challengers, Ayaka Foodaway, who is in the clubhouse on 14 under par, Daniel Kang, Alison Corpus and Nelly Korda. All 3 players have birdie putts. Kate Burton in the box, Tim Lowe, we've sent him back out onto the fairways. Alison Whittaker, Trish Johnson also join me, and it's going to take something extraordinary to catch Jin Young Ko down the stretch.
Yeah, it is. The break, I'm not sure it was an advantage to anyone as the hooter is blown to restart play, but we did tell you it drains well here.
Yet again, our understatement of the year. It's extraordinary.
Yes, and if you are a member of a golf club that gets rather wet, then you might want to invest in a sub-air system, because that's what Sentosa have. And it's been working overtime, the sub-air system and the technology that sucks the moisture out of these greens and makes them playable again. So it is Jin Young Ko who has been brilliant on the par fives, has played them the conventional way and has birdied every single one of them. This is for another birdie at the 16th to extend her lead.
She's going to be pretty happy with the 2-putt here. Always awkward coming back to this length putt after a weather delay.
So much adjustment has to be made on the greens in terms of what you think the pace will be now, Trish.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, it literally was a lake running through this less than an hour ago. No matter how good the greens are, they have to slow down just a tad when they were last out there.
So Ko's in for a 5, but 2 difficult holes to come. 17, that hole location on the par 3, hardest hole on the golf course, yet to play. Let's jump ahead now to 18. Certainly no water anymore on the 18th green.
Hadioka down the slope for her birdie. And we saw her playing partner Fudue hole a putt maybe just a tad longer an hour ago in, well, torrential conditions, let's be honest.
Big moment here now for Nelly Korda to try and cut into the lead. That caught an edge.
And it was a bold attempt from Nelly. Has to throw everything at it. 3 holes remaining, 3 shots back.
And if the restart feels a little bit quick, the players were given realistically about 10-15 minutes notice to get out. There's more storms and cells around, so they really wanted to take advantage of this break in the weather.
Corpus is one of the chasers, Tim, on 14 under par. This has to go in for the American.
Well, absolutely, KB. It's do or die time now for the chasing pack. Pretty much got to run the tables for Corpus. Going to be a little bit slower, like you mentioned, after that downpour.
Just didn't quite get the right line. Looked like she hit the putt exactly where she wanted to.
Saw the second from through the green just before the break for Danielle Kang. It is an up and down par. The par will not be good enough. So need something special at the last.
Well, yesterday Danielle Kang had a driver and a 3-wood to the front edge of 18. It was playing long for her. Tap in 5 for Corpus.
Lynn Grant's birdie chance. This to get 1 shot back. She started at 9 under. Go on, get in. Oh, that's nice. What a nice feeling when you've had an hour off with that putt and then you come back and you hold it. That'll make her feel good.
That was worth the wait, wasn't it?
Not her best day in the office for Lynn Grant, a round of 73, but a lot of eyes from the golfing world. We're eager to see how she fares in 2023. What a dazzling prospect and talent she is. Well, the crowds have stayed. So are the patrons and the fans of golf, because they're eager to see who will lift the trophy. It looks like the tournament is falling in the direction of Jin Young Ko. Can she go back to back? Indeed, be the first player at this championship to successfully defend. It's going to come down to the 18th hole. You know, 17 is not easy, so she's going to be tested all the way.
Great round of 67 to finish things off for Matthias Titikin in the end, after steady progress with 2 consecutive 70s to start her campaign. A 71 yesterday, what it could have been. Went for a couple of drop shots along the way.
Nice to see our Area Jintanagan 3 under today, getting to 8 under. That's more like it. That's what we expect from her. And what she expects from herself, more to the point.
Of 68s, the likes of Amy Yang, Jodie Hewitt, Shadoff. Simply a few steps in the wrong direction today for Jenny Shin. Couldn't find a birdie on Sunday after finding 2 eagles yesterday. Gemma Drybra continues to impress.
Yeah, that's a really good comeback, that is. She was 6 over par at the start of yesterday. Finish on under par. And she'll be chuffed with that.
Well, we're very thankful that there is a break in the weather, so we can hopefully see these players through to the conclusion of our final round now. That is the young woman that's leading. She is the defending champion, and Jin Young Ko once again is setting the mark here around the Tanjong course. She looks ominous. She looks nearly back, like she might be at full strength. Trish, this is what's ahead of our final group as they make their way to the tee, the 17th.
Yeah, this is a wicked hole, it really is. It's a great hole, but with the pin where it is today, tucked over on that left-hand side, there's almost no chance of getting close to it. It's 178 yards today, and where you can see that blue arrow at 21, that's where everything starts to go towards the right-hand side. There literally is no way of getting within sort of 10 feet of this pin today.
Nelly Corder to play first. That's on a great line. Just doesn't quite have enough. Rolls back into the bunker. Such a fine margin.
And Nelly hits the ball high enough to have a go somewhere near the flag. Jin Young Ko, the sensible players up the right-hand side. She's played common sense golf all day and she has not disappointed. What a tremendous golf shot that is. It might not look close. She doesn't need it to be close.
If you hit it over by the pin today, it's either because you have to, because of the positioning on the scoreboard, and you're trying to force the issue, trying to get yourself back into it, or because it was an accident and you pulled it towards it. Up to 18T, Danielle Kang.
Last hole of the day. Disappointing bogey at 16 has really just put her out of contention. If she could have made birdie at 16, well, this would be a whole different ball game up 18. Another fairway hit for Danielle Kang.
It has been a real strength of her game here this week. Back to 17, Corpus. Give yourself a putt at it first, close second if you can. That's fading.
Well, a massive putt for both those players. Corpus needs to hole to have any chance, really. And she has to sort of hope that Jin Young Ko maybe slips up as a bit of a 3-putt. For this to be a turnaround on 17, Jin Young Ko had to hit a really bad shot, and she didn't. She hit the shot we knew she would, because she's just a top-class player.
Yeah, the way that she and her caddy, Dave Brooker, have navigated this final round. We've talked about the plan that they would have had coming into the week. Perhaps it was the same plan that they used quite nicely 12 months ago. We go to 18, the second shot ahead of Danielle Kang.
Yeah, that is a wicked pin. It really is. 22 on, 4 from the right. Really and truly, you have to bring it over that far left-hand bunker, over the left side of the left-hand bunker. Now, this will be an interesting conversation, because Bradley yesterday said that they were talking about not going at the flag. You can't pitch it at the flag, and he sort of saw in his player's eyes that she's in such good form. She kind of just, yeah, I'm going to go at the flag. I know I'm going to go at the flag, and she hit an amazing shot. Got a little bit lucky. But anybody that gets this within probably 12 feet was a tremendous shot on this hole today.
It's going to be Celine Boutier to play first.
Well, she's coming in from a good angle. Just depends what sort of lie she had. That was very aggressive and She might regret that. Depends if she's got a good lie. She's got a fair amount of room to play with if she's on the upslope.
You're hoping for one of those many variations from down in that huge bunker.
Yeah, the trouble is the bunkers have just taken another soaking. That's going to make a short bunker shot even harder again.
There's no talking out Danielle Kang of taking dead aim in this situation. She needs a birdie. She's going to give herself a look at it.
That's a really good shot. Absolutely. About as good as she could do.
What a week it's been for Elizabeth Zokol, Trish, playing on a medical exemption. So these weeks, all important in terms of locking status up for next year as well.
Absolutely. I think she's pulled that one a little bit, but I tell you what a great... You know what, we watched her in the first round and she had 64, you think, yeah, that's brilliant, but is she going to have what it takes to, you know, to hang in there? And boy, oh boy, has she ever. She has dug deep this week, really has.
Quickly back to Nelly Corder at 17 in the sand.
She's just got to clip it.
Oh, we've seen some things over the years at Sentosa, very nearly another moment there.
Wow, how close was that? Look at her. She thought that was in. She really did.
Yeah, that was world-class stuff from Nelly Corder off that really firm, wet sand off a downhill line to produce that kind of bunker shot at a moment like this. That just shows you her class. Now, Corpus next to go. Going to be a fairly slow one from the middle section of this green. Sort of works uphill all the way to the hole.
We said at the start of the week, Trish, you need endurance, you need talent, sometimes you need a little luck. She's going to need Jin Young Ko to help her out as well. But it is a putt for birdie for Corpus.
She's kept herself in contention the whole week. No two ways about it. Got a lot of talent, this young lady. Well, it's not exactly what I was expecting, I've got to be honest. I thought she might give that a bit more of a run. Kind of had to go in. And she's also helped out the leader there because she's given her, shown her the pace and a little bit of the line. Not exactly the same line, but not far off.
Yeah, right on there, Trish. I mean, it's going to be a very different angle that Jin Young Ko's coming in on. But again, you know, working up that slope on these sort of softer, slower greens, the only potential issue I could see for Jin Young is sometimes when you get, you know, these big thunderstorms, sometimes you get a little thin film of moisture on the tops of the grass. Not enough to bother the players, but you know, every once in a while that ball almost skids on the top of it, and it can get away from you even uphill. So that's the only proverbial banana peel here for Jin Young Ko.
And once again, Jin Young Ko doing what she needs to.
It's really impressive to watch someone just plot their way around a golf course. You know, if you look at sheer talent, I suppose, you look at Jin Young Ko and you look at Nelly Corder, that, I mean, almost, I don't want to make this sound quite right, but not that they're not in the same league. They've got different virtues, if you like, but Nelly's just the athlete. She looks like she's capable of anything. But today, if I look at the two of them, I think, you know, right now, certainly has everything you need. And Jin Young Ko, don't forget, she was a former world #1 for a lot of weeks. It's only the injury that stopped her, you know, from, well, probably staying at #1 for a lot longer. And it was a bad injury. And she started to play some poor golf. And it was totally down to a bad wrist, no other reason.
for the par for Corpus. Not on the line. It's going to be her first of the day. It comes after the restart. That puts pay to her chances. She's now 4 back. Let's go quickly to Zokal at 18.
Down the hill, slightly left to right. Go on, get in there. Oh, what a good effort.
I think she's endeared herself to many in golf, anyone that's watched her this week. Elizabeth Zokal, fine play. Round of 72 in the final round. But that smile has barely left her face since she stepped to the first tee on Thursday.
Do you know what? She's probably proven a lot to herself as well. It takes a lot to stay in that position all through the week.
Just a little tester for par for quarter. Great shot to hear from the bunker. And in it goes, as expected. We said in the first 3 rounds, she kind of had her B+ game. We've definitely seen the A+ game from Jin Young Ko over the last couple of days. Same goes for Danielle Kang.
Yeah, this would be sweet. She could knock this in. Kind of feel like she deserves it, to be honest. Oh, no. Ay, caramba. Right in the jaws.
If she could play the last 5 again, you know she would in a heartbeat. The birdie at 13 got her right back in the mix within 1, but not to be here on the final day for Danielle Kang. Round of 68.
Now our leader just tidying up. Let's to take a 3-shot lead into the 18th here, no problem whatsoever. Well, she started off in the lead today. She came from nowhere after the first round. She's still there now.
Just to tidy up for Celine Boutier, shame. But a lot of positives in the last 2 weeks of the Asian swing. Top 5 last week. Finisher just outside the top 10 wasn't the finish she wanted at 17 and 18. But lots of positives to draw on going into the rest of the season.
Yeah, she's got low rounds in her without a shadow of a doubt. She's just got to, when she hits a low round, she's then got to back it up. That's what she's got to do, get used to doing that. But wow, can she go low?
All right, the final hole, it is the 72nd. And talk us through 18, Trish.
Yeah, you can't see much of the fairway from the tee because it's quite a lower level, but there is a clock tower just on the top of the clubhouse there, and that, just to the left side of it, is the perfect line. Down the left-hand side of this fairway is perfect, especially today. There is a back pin today that you really can't sniff if you're coming in from the right-hand side. There's just not enough room to pitch it. So, and it all slopes round left to right, slopes backwards towards you as well. It's a cracker of a finishing hole. It's a must-hit fairway.
And back to the tee we go with Nelly Korda.
And certainly a must-hit fairway to attack today's back right pin position. This one just heading up the right-hand side. Got to have a soft kick. It should just stay up in the right half of the fairway. There's a spine that kicks everything into the right rough there.
It looks as though it's stayed on the short grass with lift clean in place. That's all important, especially where the flag is.
I think she'll be disappointed today, Nelly. She just hasn't, when she's really needed to hit a good shot, and she had lots of chances early on with lots of short shots into par 4. She just couldn't do it. Just not quite on song at the moment. I'm pretty sure it won't take long.
Jin Young Ko.
This one heading up the left-hand side, but there is room there. That's not disastrous. I bet you she's glad she's got that 3-shot lead now.
Yeah, there's never a big enough lead coming up the last, Tim, is there?
Why have 3 when you can have 4?
kicked back to the right.
From where I'm standing about 70 yards away from it, I can see the top of it, so the lie's okay. Now, a lot of money on the line here for Alison Corpus. But like you mentioned, so important to find this fairway, and if you can, the left half of it gives you a much flatter lie and a slightly better angle to attack this pin. Not a breath of wind out here since the restart.
The short grass as well for Alison Corpus. Hasn't she entertained us this week? I think she'll continue to do for some time to come. There she is alongside Yuka Sasso after that 66, which will finish the day as the best of the day. But the best of the week, you'd have to think now, is Jin Young Ko here at Sentosa in Singapore. We'll find out. Nice as well from Alim Kim, she too with a 6 under par. Not the Sunday that Lynn Grant was looking for, but it will be her best finish on the LPGA so far this season. We'll be seeing plenty more of the Swede, and I dare say we'll be seeing a Jin Young Ko that we've grown and known before. How dominant she's been within the game. How amazing she was back in 2019. She was asked earlier this week if she was back at full strength. She says, I'm nearly at 100% of the Jin Young Ko I was 3 years ago.
That's a slight worry for the other players, if that's how she feels, but she definitely has the swagger. Body language is great. Back towards the back end of last year, it was a real struggle to watch her play golf. Nothing about her looked like she was having fun. But she had a great off-season, got healthy, travelled a bit, which was fabulous, went to Europe, saw the Northern Lights, and then spent New Year's Eve in Paris. That sounds like heaven.
Yeah, and the mental reset that must have come with that trip, not to be underestimated either, after what was quite a grueling 2022 for Jin Young Ko. She is down the left somewhere amongst all those people. And that is the ball of our leader, Jin Young Ko, at the final hole. The other two down the right on the fairway. 50 yards from where she's standing.
So you managed to get a look at the lie. It looks ish. One of those, yeah, it's all right, but it's not great.
Yeah, it's not too bad, Trish. I mean, she's got the grain of the grass growing with her, so that does make contact slightly easier. It does have a slight hanging lie with the ball below her feet on a slight upslope as well, which should help her get good purchase on this one. 153 all up to this back pin. It's a nice angle, but I know she's got a 3-shot lead. Not the time to do anything crazy here. Just out to the middle of the green, carry it on that front third and leave yourself anything from around 30 feet. No complaints at all. We've seen it time and time again through this Sunday. Her lag putting has been immaculate. The only danger with this sort of hanging lies, you catch it a little bit low on the face, the club face stays open, and you don't really want to bring that front right bunker into play, do you?
No, this is just one of those that just hit the front left-hand side. If you have to 3-putt to win, because you're miles and miles, it makes no difference whatsoever. No one ever remembers how you win a tournament. They just remember you win a tournament.
Spoken like someone who's had that walk up the 18th hole 28 times, Trish. It's suppose the good news about the way that the course is playing right now, she doesn't have to worry about a jumpy lie or a firm bounce at the back bunker coming into play. So like Trish said, just front left edge of the green, anything on the putting surface, and we can start carving her name on the trophy.
One final swing of that golf club is going to be enough. She's found the putting surface. Jin Young Ko can enjoy the walk.
Yeah, that is very sweet. What a fabulous shot that was as well. I mean, there was no sort of worrying about left-hand side, front left-hand side. Just made very good contact with that.
Such is the prowess of her iron game. Simply sensational. Now, good flat lie here, back in the fairway for Corpus. Just 2 yards closer.
Sensational. What a great shot from Corpus. And that gives her a chance to get the birdie back and get back into a tie for second place, which will be a huge money spinner.
That is a lot of dollar signs as a potential next to that stunning golf shot. After the way that she's played all week long, Corpus as well. I feel like maybe there's something in the air down the last, and maybe something she deserves coming. What of Nelly Korda now?
Slight downhill line with the ball a touch below her feet, only 131 left.
That looked a good swing. Oh yeah, you can always tell when Nelly hits a good one. She keeps looking at it, she twirls the club. It's a too little too late, unfortunately, for this tournament. But it's a big putt money-wise. And second place on her own, potentially.
Corpus. And running up the fairway, it's the world number 2, also from the United States, an Olympic gold medalist, Nelly Korda.
Well, I think the moments that we're watching now show you perhaps what Jin Young Ko has had to work through in the last 12 months since she won on the LPGA last.
Yeah, I can assure you I've never seen her cry at winning a golf tournament before. She's so used to that. That's her sort of mentality. That's where she feels comfortable. But that cry up 18, that was something of, oh, thank heavens, after everything I've been through. Especially when you get a hand injury, you get a bad injury as a young player. You just never know whether it's going to heal the same way. It causes all sorts of issues with other parts of your body as well. So that's relief more than anything else. She still knows she can hit all the golf shots.
The rain starts to come down again like it has all week. We've had more than a month's rain since Monday here. It has been a week of persistence, a week of endurance.
So impressed that the crowds have stayed out there despite the awful weather this week. They have just hung around, so good-humoured. Created a fantastic atmosphere for the players.
And they're just so happy to be back watching the best players in the game duke it out. We've had the luxury of doing that today with Nelly Korda and Jin Young Ko in this final group. The young talent as well of Corpus amongst them. It's for a final birdie for Jin Young Ko.
That's a way to finish in style. A lot of movement from the left, coming back up the hill at the end.
Almost a sort of done thing, that, isn't it? Just knock it down there, very close market, so you'll be the last player to finish out. I was just wondering with the rain coming down whether she thought, oh, I'll just tap it in. Just get it over and done with. Not getting caught in the rain again.
If the last 3 days have taught us anything, it's that perhaps that is a good idea, but with the other two in so close, know, she's just being respectful, as she always is. She's so adored on tour. She brings a great energy, and she obviously brings some of the best golf we've ever seen in the women's game as well. It was a sublime shot in from Alison Corpus.
Yeah, she's missed a few of these today. This would be nice. Really would finish off her week with a positive note. She deserves it. She's played exceptionally well.
She gets it at the last. She's going to draw up alongside those at 14 under par, courtesy of one of the most difficult birdies you'll find on the golf course today. Great work from Alison Corpus this week. Round of 69 for her in the end.
So Nelly Corder is left with a putt of no more than 5 feet down the hill, and I think that what shows how classy this player is the fact that really, again, for the 4th day running, we can say she's done nothing today. She's likely to finish at 15 under, 2 shots out of the lead, and she's really had a C plus B game, maybe, but nonetheless, this is a nice way to finish.
Go on, Nelly. It seems fitting in a way, because they were the 2 main protagonists all week, and today Nelly Corder is going to take outright second place. Round of 69, not quite enough for her here on the final day. But we have our first ever title defence in 15 years here in Singapore. Jin Young Ko goes back to back at the HSBC Women's World Championship. What has happened though in the last 12 months is all flooding through her now. It's an emotional victory, and it is her 14th on the LPGA Tour.
Yeah, and that caddy there just consoling her. That's probably the last thing she needs at this stage of the game, is water poured all over her. However, she really just needs to take all this in. Soak it up, because this is how much it means to these players.
What goes on off the camera in these players' lives, what they struggle through. It was a big season on that front as well for Nelly Corder. Jin Young Ko is back in the winners' circle.
Yeah, she loved this golf course. Obviously won here last year, and there's a huge part played, and horses for courses. If you get to a golf course and you've won it before, your body just loves it. You love going back somewhere that you feel familiar. You don't have to work too hard. It's so much less stress when you're playing a golf course that you know you've already won at, because you know every nook and cranny. Look at her. She is just overcome with emotion. It just means so much to these players. It really does. It's kind of great to see, Al, because you know, we look at players like they're machines and they don't show much emotion, and then you see that and you think, oh, that's how hard you have to work to be that good.
The floodgates are opening now of emotion for Jin Young Ko. It's a 2-shot victory here at the HSBC Women's World Championship for the South Korean. First in 12 months. Once again, she has outlasted the best players in the game. That's because she's one of them, and we've seen that. She spent 145 weeks as world #1. Will she venture there again in 2023? After what we've seen here this weekend and this week, you wouldn't bet against it. But my word, what a brilliant place women's golf is at. It's going to be a great season if this Asian swing has anything to teach us. We've had the Rolex first-time winner Lilia Vu last week. We've got Jin Young Ko back on top of the leaderboard here in Singapore. Well, it was an ending that was worth waiting around for here at Sentosa. Let's roll through the honour board. Great to see Eri Jitanagarn back inside the top 15 at an event of this calibre. She came so close back here in 2017, so fingers crossed perhaps that's bringing back some good memories for her. We'll see more of that in the year to come. There is a sister Mori Jitanagarn just outside the top 30. It is an all-star field here in Singapore. 66 of the world's best players, over 72 holes with no cut. And it's one of those places that you just can't quite call it until it's done.
Great round there from Gemma Dryburst today. 4 under, just to get to under par. Isn't it amazing? 17 under par last year, 17 under par yet again this year. That is the number if you want to win this golf tournament at Sentosa.
And we've seen a different version of Sentosa here this week, comparatively to the fast and fiery conditions of years gone by.
Yeah, which makes it doubly interesting. You've got the same score winning on really wet conditions, and then you've got the same score as last year when it was hard and fast, to say the very least. So, yeah, it's a difficult one quite to understand that, really. That's unusual. They obviously had placing this week, which makes such a difference. There's no question that makes it probably a shot or so each day. But, yeah, what a fitting winner we have in Jin Young Ko.
Well, they're the moments you remember forever. The way that Jin Young Ko held her composure, had the discipline to do what needed to be done, even when perhaps some of the choices might not have been popular, laid back on a lot of the par fives, stuck to her own game, Trish, and why wouldn't you when it's so good?
Absolutely, she played to her strengths. She knows what she's good at. She just didn't bring any big numbers into play, and it's lovely to see Nelly quite so, you know, chuffed for her, clapping her when she holds the winning putt. These girls all work so hard to get where they are. They know the emotions that come with winning and what you have to do, and Nelly herself, you know, last year went through a tough time, had injury herself, and didn't know whether she would be back fit and healthy again. So I'm sure she has a lot of emotion for Jin Young Ko as well.
She won in November herself, so she knows what it's like to be in those shoes, to walk in them, to endure adversity in terms of injuries, and they were very emotional scenes, and now the smile is creeping in. Why don't we walk you back through the Singapore Airlines round of the day. She kicked off nicely at the opening hole.
Perfect tee shot at the first, right in the middle of the fairway, just a tiny little short iron in, wedge in, and that would be her very first birdie of the day.
Couple of pars at 2, 3 and 4, then this at 5. This is what we've been talking about. It was within reach. The green, Nelly went for it and was just on the edge. But Jin Young Ko goes and does that for her second birdie, rolled it in.
Yeah, the 8th hole laid up again, wasn't really reachable today, but just to her right distance, 10 foot down the hill, and that was another birdie.
When she looked unstoppable until a little falter at 10. She needed this for par. Just when there was a glimmer of hope for the chasing pack, Nelly Korda thought, I might get one back here, but alas, she rolls it in.
Well, she got really unlucky with her drive and had to just almost just hack it forward. Had a wood in here for her third shot on 13, but look at this for a birdie putt. What a fall that was.
Unlikely, perhaps an understatement there. And then this, the winning moment, down at 18. Pars all the way in after that birdie at 13. And you can just see how much she'd been holding in all day long.
Yeah, that's not an emotion you will probably ever see again from Jin Young Ko. Never seen it before, but she is overcome with emotion. Just the stress of trying to get back to the very top.
It's not the lowest round of the day. It was a round of 69. There are a couple of 66s out there, but given the circumstance and the performance, that is our Singapore Airlines round of the day. She's making her way to the presentation area up in the hospitality around the 18th. What a stage, what a venue, what a field. And what a job from everyone here on site. Let's throw it down to Kate Burton to get the trophy in our champion's hands.
Well, we have finally made it after a Herculean effort. 72 holes have been completed, and how pleased we are to be with our champion in 2023, Jin Young Ko. Jin, when I think about you are the only player to successfully defend this title, how proud are you right now of your achievements?
Wow, it's a great honor to defend this title, and I had a great week, also long week as well. It's all the times raining out there, but we had like on the course like a lot of great staffs, so they gonna a lot of help us, and I want to say thank to all the volunteers and him and yeah, all of us. Yeah.
Well, you put in the extra yards as well to beat off such a stellar field of players. You were playing in the final group alongside Nelly Korda. It was very close at one point. How aware were you that at one point, you drew level and you had to produce some magic to get across the line?
Yeah, always playing with Nelly, it's really hard to compete, but I love to compete, and also she's a great player, and I was thinking, yeah, she's better than me, so I thought it's learning some things from her, and yeah, we play a lot of times, and then I played with her yesterday as well, and yeah, it's a tough week, but I made it.
It's a very emotional week as well. I can tell what it means to you. You join Inbee Park as the only two-time winner of this championship, the great Inbee Park. You must be so proud of what you've done. You and Dave Brooker work beautifully as a team out there, and I can tell that this means the world to win again in 2023.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a great honor again, and also before this week, I practiced really hard. I know this week is gonna be like defend title, so I need to get one more trophy, and I work hard, but it paid off, so I'm really happy.
Well, we're certainly delighted for you. And we're also delighted with our sponsorship of HSBC and Wong Ki-ju, the Chief Executive Officer of HSBC Singapore. Our sincere thanks. And Wong Ki, I know you'd like to present a trophy, not a trophy, we're going to wait for the trophy, because first of all, we have a necklace, and this has been created by Rices and HSBC. It's a bespoke orchid necklace with 15 pearls to celebrate the 15th anniversary of this championship. So, Wong Ki-ju, if you could please present the necklace to our champion. I'm just going to take that from you for one moment. We'll pass that over here. And now please present the trophy to our very worthy champion in 2023, Jin Young Ko, the winner of the HSBC Women's World Championship.
It is the very first time that a player's name will be etched on that in 2 consecutive years. And it comes as no surprise that it's Jin Young Ko that gets it done.
No, she played amazing golf. She had a great last round last week, and I think that put her in good stead for this week. She knew she was playing well, and to defend your title when you've shot 64 in the last round of the previous tournament, yeah, good sign, eh?
It was a 6th place last week, 5 better than that here this week. In fact, the best for Jin Young Ko. The mark once again, 17 under par. And once again, she has stared down the best in the game to get it done. Yeah, the memories she'll soak up for some time to come. It was a week that required patience in buckets, just like the rain. This is the updated race to the CME Globe. And Nelly Korda and Jin Young Ko launched themselves into a share of first place, overtaking Brooke Henderson and Lilia Vu. What a week it has been here at Singapore, as well as the Asian swing comes to a close on the LPGA. There's plenty more to come, you feel, from all of us here on site at Sentosa. I think we can quite safely say that it is very good to have you back, Jin Young Ko. Back-to-back years, back-to-back wins at the HSBC Women's World Championship.